video, we're going to go over Excel basics. This is the part 2 of multi-part series. Now, the purpose of this video is to go over calculations and how you create them and how you can do some basic formulas. So we're going to start with the spreadsheet that we created last time, and we're just going to go ahead to another sheet here called listing that has the information populated, and we've resized the columns and done a little bit of formatting. So let's say we want a total function or formula to basically multiply the quantity by the amount. So the way you start an Excel formula is just by hitting the equal sign, and then there's a couple ways you can go ahead and select the cells that you want. So the first way is to use the mouse. So you just go ahead and click on the cell and it will generate the code or the reference. And then in this case we want to multiply, and we'll use the mouse again and we'll multiply by the amount cell. And then when you're done, you just hit enter, and so it'll calculate the totals. Now, another way to do that, if we wanted to try it with a keyboard, is to do an equal sign and then just arrow over and then do a multiplication symbol and then arrow to the left one time and then hit enter. So both ways work. There's a third way, and that way is you hit equals and then you just type the cell reference. So what we want is C2, so we would just type C2 and then asterisk and then D2, so D2, and hit enter, and that'll generate the result. So this is a calculation. Now what we may want to do is actually copy that down to all these different cells. So the easy way to do that is you start with a cell that you want to copy and you hit Control C or copy, and then you just highlight, and you can highlight either with a keyboard or the mouse. And then once you've highlighted the cells, you'll notice down here at the bottom it says select destination and press enter or choose paste. So all you have to do is, once you've selected what you want, is hit enter. And what it will do is, if you look at these actual formulas, is it will increase the row count, and so it does do a dynamic formula for each of these cells. So you'll notice that, for instance, row 7, it's C7 times D7. So the other thing I want to mention is that these formulas follow the normal math order of operations. So if I'm over here and I hit equals and I say this plus, and I just arrow over to this, and then I multiply by, let's say, this number up here, and then I maybe divide by this number here. When I do that, whatever number that comes up to, so it follows the order of operations. So parentheses first, then exponents, then multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. So it does follow that. So let's do one more formula. Let's go to the subtotal. And what we want to do is we want to sum up all of these numbers. So there's hundreds of formulas in Excel, but we're just going to use the sum function. So we're going to start by hitting equals. Then we're going to type sum, and you'll see a list of different functions that exist. And then we'll do an open parenthesis, and then it tries to prompt you for what it wants in the actual function. So a function is like a little program that does calculations. So the first thing it wants is a number, so we can highlight different cells by holding Control, and we can highlight different cells and it will put commas between them, or we can just select a range by dragging, and you'll notice the difference is now there's a colon, so that's a range of cells. And then once we're done, we just hit enter, and so we'll have our number. So that's the basics of how to create formulas in Excel. We're going to go into much more detail in future videos.